Welcome back to Kat's Kitchen. My name is Kat, and today I'm going to show you another simple, easy dinner recipe that you can make in about 40-ish minutes. The recipe is creamy Tuscan chicken with spaghetti squash. This dish is high in protein, has lots of veggies and fiber. There's tons and tons of flavor, and I promise it's not that hard. So ingredients you'll need: big ol' spaghetti squash. We're going to bake this bad boy and then shred the inside to get a spaghetti-like vibe. No, spaghetti squash does not taste like spaghetti, but when you bake it and then shred the inside, the squash has a really nice texture and it's a nice low carb option if you're looking for that. But you can totally make this with pasta or rice or quinoa or something like that if you are looking for something with more carbs. Other ingredients you'll need: avocado oil, some baby spinach, mushrooms. These are sun-dried tomatoes. I like the dried ones, but you can also get them in a can of oil. I have a shallot here, but you could use yellow onion or white onion. Some heavy cream, grated Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, minced garlic. This is lemon zest and lemon juice. And then I have some very thinly sliced chicken breast. You can use regular chicken breast or chicken thighs. You can even use shrimp or steak. This dish is very customizable. You can add whatever veggies you like. You can use whatever protein you like. If you are dairy free, instead of the heavy cream, you can use coconut cream. And then instead of the Parmesan cheese, you can use your favorite dairy-free cheese. Let's begin with the recipe. Very first step is to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit because we're going to cook this spaghetti squash. Next step is to cut the spaghetti squash. This baby is hard to cut, okay? So maybe get the help of your husband or put on your brave face. And I'm just sticking the knife in the center, and I want to cut through the spaghetti squash as evenly as possible. I already have one end. Pull out the knife, come back to where I cut, and push in. You want to have a good knife and a good strong hold on the squash. Put in those muscles or ask your husband to help. Come on, baby. You got this. Oh, yeah. Spaghetti squash. Perfect. And then we just scoop out the seeds and the innards. I toss them. I don't know if you can use them for anything. Maybe bake them. I don't know. Do people bake spaghetti squash seeds? I don't know. They look like pumpkin seeds. This whole thing comes out, okay? Throw this away. We don't want to scrape out too much of the inside because that's part of the squash that we want to eat, but we do want to get rid of those seeds and any of the guts. Get that out. So just use a spoon and very gently scrape the inside until all the seeds are out, and then do that with the other half. All right, and you should be left with the squash that looks like this. No seeds, no seeds. And then just get a baking sheet, and what I do is season with a little drizzle of avocado oil. Not too much, just a light drizz, and then a little bit of salt and pepper, just a smidge. Salt and pepper's here, and we're, oh my gosh, that's bad luck. Salt and pepper, salt and pepper. And then I just like to make sure that everything is evenly coated with the oil, salt, and pep. Perfect. Coat that bad boy. And then we flip the squash over, just like this. And we're gonna bake this at 400 degrees for about 35 minutes. You'll know the squash is ready when you can take a fork and just poke right through the spaghetti squash. Some recipes tell you to poke holes in this so that it can steam. If you do that, then you can't use the spaghetti squash as a bowl afterward, and I like to use it as a bowl. Like, I'll put the sauce and the chicken inside the spaghetti squash, and if there's holes in it, it's just gonna seep out. So I don't poke any holes. You don't need to. It'll steam and cook just fine, and you won't burn yourself. All right, let's bake 435 minutes. All right, and I have a pan heating up here. I'm gonna add some avocado oil to it. And while that's heating up, season your chicken breast with salt and pepper. We want to season both sides of all of the chicken. And season the front and back side of each one with your salt and pepper. And add the chicken to the pan. That was silly. You want to lay it away from you. LOL. Forgot the Italian seasoning. Don't forget Italian seasoning. Salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, that's what we want. Notice I have one hand that touches chicken, one hand that does not. Let's keep it that way. That way we're not cross-contaminating. And we just want to cook the chicken for 2 to 3 minutes max on each side. This is really thinly sliced chicken breast, so it doesn't need to cook for very long. We just want to get some color on it. I think we're already ready to flip. Perfect, see the color? That's what we want. You know when it's ready to flip in a stainless steel pan, when the meat is no longer sticking to the pan. So if it's still stuck, you want to keep letting it cook. Once you can just easily lift it, that means it's ready and done. All right, we got some nice color on the chicken already. And so I have a cutting board here. You can use a plate, and I'm just going to remove the chicken from the pan and add the rest of it to the pan. And then just repeat that until all the chicken is cooked. If you are using chicken breasts, not thinly sliced, then I would cook for 3 to 5-ish minutes on each side, let them turn golden brown, then remove them from the pan. They don't have to be fully cooked through because we are going to simmer the chicken in the sauce later. When it comes to chicken breasts, I love using thinly sliced just because it cooks faster. All right, chicken looking pretty good. I'm gonna remove all of it, have it on my cutting board, and I'm just gonna set aside for now. And then to my pan, adding in a little bit more avocado oil, and then throwing in the shallots. Cook these just until they get a little soft and a little color on them. Again, you can do yellow onion, white onion, whatever choice of onion you like. I just feel like shallots go really well with this recipe. Shallots have softened a bit. Perfect. Now adding in 3 or 4 cloves of garlic and those sun-dried tomatoes. You have just a quick mix till the garlic is nice and fragrant. And then I'm adding in my mushrooms. Give that a quick mix. And then 2 to 3 cups of baby spinach. We're gonna cook this until it wilts down. And don't worry about if garlic or anything is getting stuck to the pan at the bottom. That's totally fine. We are gonna be adding heavy cream and some lemon juice soon, and that's going to help pick up all of that flavor, all of those kind of burnt pieces. All right, once the spinach has wilted a good amount, you don't need it to be completely wilted, but good amount, I'm gonna add in my lemon juice and lemon zest. That's juice and zest of half a lemon and 1.5 cups of heavy cream. If you're dairy-free, use coconut cream. You can also use dairy-free half and half. I really like the Nut Pods one. And then adding in 1/3 cup of grated parmesan. And then we'll just let this mixture come to a light simmer before we add the chicken back in. Give it a good mix. That way everything is coated in all of the seasonings. Wow, I am salivating. This looks so yum. All right, and you can see how there's no more bits left on the bottom of the pan. Adding the lemon juice and the heavy cream helps break up all of those bits, and now all that delicious flavor is in this sauce. All right, we are lightly simmering, and I'm just going to add the chicken back in and just tuck the chicken breasts back inside and really get them coated in that delicious sauce. And let's continue simmering this. Okay, it's been 35 minutes, and I'm just gonna, you can tell the spaghetti squash is ready. So I'm gonna take one of these bad boys. See, the steam does release, no big deal. I'm just gonna add one to a plate or a bowl, like so. And then all I do is take a fork, and then you just kind of scrape the spaghetti squash off of the outer skin. I mean, it literally comes right off. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then you can see, you can see the texture of it is just kind of like stringy, kind of like spaghetti. And I use this spaghetti squash just as a bowl. And then we have our delicious Tuscan chicken mixture. My other camera died, so here we are. Perfect. Looks so good. And I'm just gonna plop 1 or 2 of those chicken breasts right inside. Oh my word. Like seriously, oh my word. And then drizzle some of that sauce and all the other veggies, and ta-da! Look how delicious and beautiful that is. Wowee. Let's dig into this scrumptious looking meal. I am so stoked for this. Get a little bit of everything in every bite. Whoop. Oh my goodness gracious, this is just delightful. Wowee. absolutely delightful. So flavorful. I love the hint of lemon in the recipe. If you don't like lemon, completely skip it. The mushrooms are great. Spaghetti squash, delish. Chicken, so good. Love the sun-dried tomatoes in it. This is what's on the menu in my house for dinner tonight. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope it gave you some inspiration for a meal you can make yourself or for your family this week. Let me know in the comments below if you do give this recipe a try and what you think about it, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Got a blast!